welcome back to the channel. Yes, Sunday, so we've got another review today, and this is an exciting bike actually, a bike I really do like. But this is the Engine Pro 2.0 from Engwe. Yeah, we're going to get to it today, build it up, go through some of the settings and how it works and the features of it, and then we're going to take it out for a test drive. First thing I'm going to do is fit the stem. So when fitting the stem, it does come with a protective casing insert. It will look like that with the cap on top, and it would have the screw in. Just remove that and then re-screw that in, and then that way you would have the right size to then fit. And what you want it doing is folding, so it folds inside the bike. Now we can tighten it up here. So making sure that's sort of level. Don't do it too tight. Just pinch it up just in case you have to adjust it later. Love the colours of this bike. It's absolutely amazing. Looking forward to getting this one out there and testing it. Next thing then is bring all the cables to the front. And then we're basically going to fix that handlebar in here. We need to take this off first. Undo both screws. Go, and that just fits in there nicely. Get it as central as you can. Don't worry about its total position straight away, so as long as it's on there, and start tightening it up evenly. And once you're in your rough position, you can then move that will move totally out of the way, so you can move that until you're comfortable with where your grips need to sit. So that gets the handlebars in its position, and you can always adjust that afterwards. Nice massive screen. We'll go into that once it's built. Right, next we're going to put on the seat. Seat's always a straightforward one, but looking at it, it's really got some cushion in that seat. It's lovely. There we go. Perfect. Now what we're going to look on is getting the rear mudguard on, and the it does come with a rack, and it is weighted to 25 kilos. But what I found with most of the Engwe bikes, they are rated to 25 kilos. So unless you're a small child, it's not really designed for sitting on. Let's get this fitted. Once we're happy with the rear racks on, and I'm just going to put this screw in there. Don't worry about where all the screws come from, because they're all attached to the bike, which makes life a lot easier to know exactly where they go. And just finger tight really, then that would automatically lift this up, and this is where the rear light goes. So there is cable ties in the box, so you can probably cable tie that out the way. So they just slot in there, and then I'll tighten them back up. Now they are lock-in nuts, so you will need a spanner. Again, not sure if I'm doing it in the right order. Coming in from the sides a bit easier. And we can just get that light on, and we'll lock that in position. For the cable itself, it has got positioning for the cable tie to fit. So you can stick the first one in just to get that wire up and out the way. Right, so that's the rear rack on, the light and the mudguard there. So right now I think we're ready for the front mudguard and for the wheel, but I'm going to stick the mudguard on first because I think that'll be easier. Stick that on there, and then actually if we get the bolt through the light first, through the mudguard, and then straight through, and get that nut on. So we'll leave that in that position, and what we're going to do now is flip the bike over and get that wheel on. Remember, this bike is 38 kilos with battery, so bear in mind, can be a bit of a lump. Now with this one, the actual internal bolt, again, this is just to keep these forks nice and secure. But this one has actually got within the pack internal bolt here. So I've never had to fit this bit before. So the shipping axle is removed. Sure, the disc brake. So there should be another clip in there. Remove that. Now it should be a case of sliding the wheel in. First we're going to have to put this in. So let's take off one side, take off the bolts and the washers. And washers go on the inside. So the big washer's on the inside. Like that. There we go. Let's do these wheels up nice and tight. These fit on here. So now we've got the wheel in position, we can get these off. Cool, they are locked on well. They've got like a locking gel on the actual thread. So once you've got it in its position, I suppose it's not going to work its way loose that easy. Look at that, the sun's even coming out. Love it. I think, apart from the pedals, we're near enough there. Right, now let's flip it back over. There we go. Again, you can use the cable ties just to tidy all the cables up here, which I'm not going to do just yet. There's the Engine Pro 2.0. So I'm just going to run through some of the features with you, just so you get a bit more of an understanding of what this bike is before we go into the control panel. It's 1750 by 570 by 1230 millimeters. The curb weight, and this is with the battery, is 31.6. Actually, so that ain't too bad. You know, just over 30 kilos, but it is a lump. You can get 150 kilos on here if you're riding it. Hydraulic brakes. It's 20 by 4-inch tyres, so massive tyres. Easily take you on them fields and off-road, or just riding around on the roads. Tyre pressure recommended at 20 psi. Max speed is 25 kilometers. Now, the battery rated power is 750 watts. The voltage itself is 52 volts. So with this, I mean, you probably can de-restrict it, but it will make it non-UK road legal. So just bear that in mind. Charging rate is 5 to 8 hours. Pretty much standard for most of these bikes. Its charging rate is at 3 amps. Before we get into the control panel, let's see how it folds down. And how small or how big it is when it's in its folded position. Handlebars down. And they're out the way. You can move the screen, so that's out the way as well. Personally, I'd put it that way around, and then you're not going to damage the screen. Undo your big clip, and then you come around the other side. And with your knee, just lift and move the bike round. I'll have the kickstand up. And there we go. Okay, so it has got a protected feature underneath there, so it can lean on there, and that's how it sits. So if I move the pedals out of the way, along with that, the pedals actually fold. All you're doing with the pedals then is you're just literally pushing them in and folding them up and out the way. You do that with both pedals if you wish. That's its folded position. But 30 kilos, just over, so it is a weight. But with that weight you do get a sturdy bike, very sturdy. Let's go through the features and then we'll get you out on a test ride. It has got a built-in LED rear light and a built-in LED front light. Also along with that, if you brake, it's got a brake light. SHIMANO gears. It is chain driven. It's a beautiful bike. It's got a great suspension looking at it on the front and the rear. Now, I have ridden the Engine X and that has rear suspension. Bit strange when you first get on it, but actually, you know, puts it in for a nice ride. So it is lovely. I'm going to start her up, see if there's any power in it, see if we can look at the control panel then. With powering this or putting charge into it, you can keep the battery within the bike. But if you split the bike in half, you can also take the battery out and power it that way. Now, I believe the key is just under here, so just in there be where the key sits. There we go. So once it's turned on, that key will lock into place. So the key stays in the bike while you're riding it. You can undo the key and the key will come out. Powering it up then, it is literally just a case of pushing the bottom button on the control panel. And as you can see there, we have got power. And along with that power, it just sort of tells you your power assist levels. I believe this goes up to 5. At the moment it's done pretty much no kilometers, and then you can run through your different settings. You've got trip, I think that's your light, so let's have a check of the lights there. Yeah, so that's the front light on and your rear light. See if I can push the brake and then the brake light comes on as well. So that's pretty snazzy. Right, let's turn them lights off, save a bit of power. Basics features, and once you get used to these bikes, no matter what electric bike, they're pretty easy to use and make life a hell of a lot easier. But let's take this for a spin, take it for a test ride, and then I'll tell you exactly what I think of it. I'm going to take this out for a nice test ride now. I'm going to take you with me, and then but there's a couple of things I want to point out. I did say about the double suspension, the rear suspension, but it's the throttle itself. So with the throttle, I've now activated the throttle. All you need to do really is when you turn the bike on, you hold down the rear brake and push down the throttle. You'll turn it on and then it'll go through its checks, and then an error code will come up. But just keep it on for about 8 to 10 seconds, let go of the brake and then let go of the throttle, and then it'll engage, and then put it into whatever assist you need and the throttle will work. All right, but I'm off road now. I'm not on a normal road, so I can use it that way. And I have upped the speed a little bit just to really push this bike and see what it can do. Right, so first I'm going to use the throttle only. So just throttle assist, no pedaling at all, just to see, well, how good the bike is really. Let's go. Oh, it kicks off fast straight away. Fat tyres, they hold a good grip. Really smooth ride, smooth. Yeah, that's nice. Throttle only, no pedal at all, and it works really well. So I'm on level 5 again of assist. You can change the levels, and the levels are basically the voltage it's going to supply onto the motor. So obviously 1 being lower voltage, less assist needed. I've got it to 1 to 5, so 5 being the highest. But now I'm going to just use pedals only and none of the throttle, just to see how quick that kicks in, pretty much straight away. Sensitivity is good, you can change that as well. But yeah, oh lovely. Really easy to ride. Yeah, I think I like the Pro. Engine Pro is a pretty smart bike. For me, it's just the weight. If I can get the weight down, that'd be even better. Other than that, I've got no problems with this bike at all. Taking it a bit of off-road, on a bit of grass, on this pebbly type surface. It holds really well, and yeah, just really comfortable. I do like the engine as a bike in a whole, but the Pro, just with the extra power and everything, it's really, really good. So I will shove all the links that you need to get onto the Engwe site. If you're looking for a bike like this or any Engwe bike, there will be a discount code in there. Just follow the link through. There'll be discounts, like I say, and yeah, grab yourself an e-bike. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.